So now that you're good at getting domains,
This video is brought to you by AppyPies Academy.
You have two options, which are both pretty cool. You can sell domains directly, right? And this is the simplest thing. You buy a domain, right? Let's say you buy one, you find good ones, and let's say each one costs you $10, right? Maybe it's 12, maybe it's 7, whatever. Okay, so you bought it, right? Minimal price. Now there is this website, Sea-Doo, okay? What do? Buy and sell domains. Very nice. You can also park domains and make a little bit of money, but whatever. Let's just talk about buying and selling. In our case, selling. So you can see that these domains, right? So you've seen in the course domains just like this, right? Two English words together. I mean, look, this person wants $1,000. I'm not sure if they're going to get it or not or what, you know. But certainly, if it costs you $10, I mean, and you buy, you can find maybe, using my method, you can find, in a day, you can find countless domain names, right? And then you buy them. I wouldn't recommend buying a ton of them at once. I would just recommend sort of starting this slowly. You know, buy one or two. It's a very reasonable, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a very reasonable investment. And the reason I don't recommend to do it just once is because you want to gather sales data, right? How does this type of domain sell? How does this type of domain sell, right? So, you know, you want to gather sales data, and 5 or 10 or whatever, you know, a few domain names will give you nice sales data to see whether you're going to be able to sell them. And so, right, so look at this. I mean, this is like, what is this, you know? These are like pretty bad domain. Sorry, these are pretty bad domain names. I don't know, biotech.bio. I don't know, .ch with a number, right? So I mean, I showed you how to get way better domains than a lot of these. So what's going to happen is basically try selling them, right? So almost any sale will be a profit because you bought it for $10, and you're selling it for, you know, however much you can get, maybe a couple hundred, maybe even 50. And in the worst case scenario, if you cannot sell the domain name here within a couple of days, if you buy the domain names on GoDaddy, I think they have a 5-day or a 7-day or a 10-day return policy. So you actually don't need to risk spending the money, right? If you see that the domain name is not selling, you can just get a refund on your domain name. So really, there's no financial risk for you. Now, let me show you another cooler thing. And there's a number of websites that sell domain names and buy and sell. So it's a very big, like, common business online to sell domain names. Not a big deal. But let me show you. So you can find, this is just Sea-Doo is one example of this, but there's other websites for doing this, and there's many forums. I mean, you'll find a lot. But I don't want to spend too much time here because there's a cooler way to go, okay? So this is basic. Now let's go to the cooler strategy, okay? So let's talk about Flippa. It's originally for mobile apps, but you can see they have domain names as well and websites, right? And what you can do, so you bought a domain name, right? Now it's actually pretty easy to not just have a domain name, but to set up a basic WordPress website. Guess how much it costs you extra? $0. And once you become good at it, like the first couple of times, it will take you a little bit of time. But once you become good at creating WordPress websites, you can crank them out in a day, right? Maybe just a couple of hours, right? Because most of your websites will probably have this very similar design because you're not going to want to use it. You're going to want to sell it. And so here you go. You're going to have a really nice domain name with a full website on top of it, right? And guess how much it costs you? $10 and only a couple of hours of work, right? Once you become good. And then you can sell it for hundreds of dollars, right? So how would you like to make hundreds of dollars for just a couple of hours of work? Well, this will be, right? So this is smart. So now you're getting into a really smart category where you're savvy at getting domains, you're savvy at selling them, and you're savvy at making them look way better than they are. Think about, the best analogy is probably in real estate. So think about, if you like, let's say there's a house for sale and it's like $100,000 and it's beat up, right? Well, there's a big business in making the house look better, right? Remodeling the house and everything, and maybe spending like $50,000 to make that house look really awesome, right? Put in a new kitchen, put in a new bathroom, make everything look beautiful and new, and then you can sell the house for like, instead of it was $100,000, you can sell the house for like maybe $250,000 or $300,000. So essentially, you have a property, which is your house, or in the web case, it's the domain. And then what you do is you do the remodeling, right? And the remodeling will be remodeling for the house, or it will be putting up a website and making it look all nice and sharp and beautiful and with an awesome design that you will get from WordPress. And then boom, right? Right away, you have this really valuable looking property, beautiful website, beautiful domain name, ready to go. It's like a ready to go business, right? You can just, a person on day one can start with that business, everything's set up. And then, so right away, you have all the elements and you made it look like there's tremendous amount of value where there really isn't, right? Like yesterday, there was no domain, no website, but you just figured out how to make everything look professional, beautiful, great, and people will want to buy that, right? And so for just a couple of hours of work, once you become good at this, it will only really take you a couple of hours of work every day, and you can be making hundreds of dollars, right? I mean, this is an awesome, awesome business. So that's essentially the strategy, and I'll leave you with that to go and make a lot of money.